Mel Gelderman. Mel Gelderman, he is the CEO of Token.com. I'm going to bring him on. He's a great guy, and he's a lot
Hey,
of fun.
Bruce. Good to
We
see
met
you.
at Paris
Hello, Matt.
Blockchain Week. How are you?
Good. Very good. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, thanks for coming on again. And I know we went kind of back and forth, but you are really you're on the trail, man. I mean, you're setting the pace, doing the deal. Where are you right now?
Yeah, so I'm home in Portugal. So yeah, pretty good. Good weather here, better than the UK where I'd lived the 7 years prior.
Well, Portugal is so beautiful. It's one of my favorite places in the world to go see. I love Lisbon. I love the Algarve. I mean, my brother is actually there in the Algarve. He's just drinking the wine and hanging out. I'm trying to get him to work, but it's hard because it's such a relaxed atmosphere there. Where in are you in Lisbon, or where are you in?
No, I'm in Madeira. Yeah, one of the islands.
Okay. Cool. Well, tell us a little bit about Token.com. And I know you guys have been at it for a little year, maybe the history of it and what you guys are working on right now.
Yeah, thank you. So look, this is quite a gear shift from your last guest who was doing a very technical analysis on the market. So Token.com is basically on the other end of the crypto spectrum in the sense that what we're really building is an interface which makes tokens accessible really to the whole world, right? That's the ambition here, right? So if we quickly look at the market today, right, we see Coinbase and we see Binance, and these are essentially, crypto's biggest kind of mass market experiences, right? So when our friends and our family get into crypto, we tell them, well, just get Coinbase, right? But in the last bull markets, right, I've seen my family and friends get excited about crypto, and then they log on to Coinbase and they just see this list of coins. They just see this list of these weird names, right, with like lots of numbers next to it, and they're alienated, right? They don't actually understand what any of these things are, why they should invest their money in them, how they're changing the world, what they're doing, right? And the reality, therefore, is that the kind of mass market experience for crypto has not yet reached its like end game state, right? Like there's just no way that in 10 or 20 years, crypto to the world out there still looks like this kind of start page like interface, right? And so basically there's this mega opportunity. What's going to be the company? Who are going to be the people that actually develop this billion user interface, right? Like Coinbase and Binance kind of capped out at 100 million, despite all the money they have, despite all the momentum, they struggle to move past 100 million. And I think a big part of that is the UX that we give people, right? Crypto is just boring compared to other things people can do in the world, right? So basically, Token.com has just turned everything on its head in crypto. And we've built an experience that I think my 21-year-old cousin and my grandma and all my friends would really enjoy when they get into crypto next time, right? Like during this cycle, right? And I was trying to get this to project properly, but I'll just show it on my phone. Like our app is literally like this storytelling machine for tokens, right? So I have this loads now. So it's going to be a little pixely, but basically it's this interface where you can just swipe from one video to the next, right? And the token, it's a little hard to see, but the token is tagged at the bottom here. A little hard to see. I wish I could present this properly.
We're able to see. I'm able to see it anyway.
So essentially, it's this interface where you can discover stories, like the latest narratives and stories from creators like yourself, Bruce, right? And the creators can tag the token directly. So this video has Bitcoin tagged, right? I can actually click on Bitcoin and get a little profile of it. The next update is going to include that I can swipe down and then see videos specifically about Bitcoin. But in general, the experience is that you are kind of browsing the latest stories about tokens, And then when you see something that resonates, like this video here about Matic, you can just hit the buy button, and then you can just tap to buy like that. But like we're literally trying to make investing, rather than this super cognitively involved experience like it is today on Coinbase, where you kind of first have to answer the impossible question of what do I buy? The next question is, well, how much do I buy? Both of these questions we're trying to turn into this extremely simple flow, where people just, like discover stories and narratives that resonate with them, and then invest a little bit into the things that kind of, touch them. And then they keep going.
Well, it's really so cool. In token.com, it's such a great name here. Let me.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, basically in the end, we can already see in our data. So we have 100,000 users right now. In our data, we can see that users, rather than investing in just one or two tokens like they would do conventionally on like the traditional exchanges, on our platform, they're investing in many different tokens. So this is my portfolio here, right? Like it's very easy to kind of like discover old tokens that you've never heard of. Like I hadn't heard of Wormhole yet, and then last week, video at the top of my feed explaining Wormhole to me, and I was like, that like sounds pretty good. I like Solana, right? Like, let's give this a try. Why not?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, really cool. I mean, that type of interoperability, that type of, where you can just move around and really experience the tokens, because there's a lot of experience on the token in crypto right now that a lot of people don't understand. And you kind of touched on that earlier with the whole Coinbase experience, and not to down Coinbase, but yeah, you get in, it's just an interface, you buy. Oh, shoot, if you buy with your bank and not your debit card, then they hold it for 3 weeks sometimes. I mean, it's a little tricky. And the whole thing and hard to understand. And then you guys are like wild and free and Web3.
Yeah, I mean, like, so the thing is, right? Like, indeed, Coinbase done an amazing job to get the industry to where it is today, right? Like, Binance, full credit to all these other players, right? However, where is the industry going, right? Well, we believe we're going to a mass tokenized world, right? That ultimately this revolution that Bitcoin started and that Ethereum kind of accelerated, it is just getting started, right? Like this transition of this old world economy to this new world economy, right? We're only a decade in, basically, just over a decade in, and basically. Where this will end up, right? We believe, is that almost any venture or idea or concept that has value to humanity will be tokenized, right? Whether it's the local yoga studio, right, or a car or a house, or like a rocket business, right, trying to build a moon base, right? So, and basically, it's that world that we're building our app for, right? A world where tokens are in such abundance all around you, representing all things that you might find fascinating, but you, as Bruce and as Mel, are having trouble like figuring out which ones, or like finding these tokens, right? Because your Coinbase and your Binance only shows you the top coins, right? Like, and so instead, imagine an experience a bit like YouTube, a bit like Instagram, right? Where these social media apps, they know you so well. They know exactly what video or what post to show you on a particular day, even though they have millions of new posts submitted every day, right? They just show you the handful that are relevant to you. Well, we can do that for tokens. We can actually make sure, right, that whatever you're fascinated in, Bruce, our app will show you, as time goes on, all the tokens relevant to those interests. And we'll look at what your friends are investing in, right? So they'll literally show like, Vitalik Buterin just invested in this token or whatever, right? Like whoever you're connected with, right? We're building a social network for investing, right? And so, yeah.
Well, that's exactly, I mean, that's what has been, people have had, tried to put this together. For a while, the social network for investing, and how powerful is that, right? What you guys have done is, well, one, you have the name. I mean, token.com. I mean, it doesn't get much better than token.com. And then as well, then the technology, I think, has caught up where you're able to build a next generation app that is working and that people are able to hop on there and use. So now, is it in the App Store? Is it operational? Where are you guys and everything?
Yeah, so we are currently, most of our customers today are in South America, in Brazil specifically, and in Europe. These were our trial markets. We have fiat on-ramps as well, right? Because we really have this ambition to get more people into the crypto industry and make them stay, right? Like actually retain them. However, you know, over the last like 6 months, we've been going to lots of events, meeting lots of people, and it's super clear that there's massive demand globally from the Web3 community for our products. So we are currently on track to launch that you can use that you can bring your own wallets, basically a wallet connect. You'll be able to download our app anywhere, pretty much anywhere in the world. US pending, right? Like with a bit of luck, but our compliance team is trying to figure that one out. And yeah, then you can connect your own wallets, right? So we're currently really focused on Europe and South America, but we're going for a global launch towards the second half of this year. Absolutely.
Well, South America is massive market. Of course, Europe is a well-established market, but South America, South Central America are massive. The U.S., of course, is the crown jewel. I know we've gone back and forth. I hope you're coming to Consensus. We're doing our signature gala at Consensus, so definitely want you there. Our Washington Elite Gala. Consensus it's just going to be such an important event. I feel like, even to meet the regulators that you're going to want to cozy up to, because that's what it's all about. It's all about relationships. I mean, you can see, you know, even if the superpower U.S., trust me, it is, I don't need to tell you, but it really is about who you know and you know who knows you. And so I think that'll be an important event.
And I agree, and I will be there. So we'll meet again soon. But like the US is such a culturally significant, you know, foundation for the world, you know, from a technological perspective in particular, right? And it's kind of tragic how the US is kind of like, you know, just opting out of crypto. And so hopefully Consensus is gonna, you know, change the tide at least a little, right? That's our
I
job.
hope so. I mean, definitely we did. We just did an event here with the Government Blockchain Association. That was really the underlying thought process there. We had on a presidential appointee. We had on some other people, and they're really pushing that. So I think that we're definitely going to push that. If you do want tickets for Consensus, you can use referral code Bruce, and you can get 15% off on that. And as well, the gala, Washington Elite Luma, lu.ma/Washington Elite Gala. Love anybody who's watching to join us. So token.com, you guys are pushing forward. I love it. I love the app. You're also very TV friendly. You have you know, great charisma, which is so important for a CEO, and you don't get that all the time. So moving forward here, we have the rest of 2024. I think the bull market probably continues, even if we go like this for a little while. I think we push up pretty high. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I mean, it's we're all wishing for the bull market. So yeah, like it's like a bit like reading tea leaves, you know. Like I think historically, typically bull markets have really happened once like significant new innovation has happened in our space, right? So whether it was kind of originally, you know, like Bitcoin obviously was the original innovation, then Ethereum, and then DeFi, and then NFTs, and you know, like a lot of like momentum has come out of authentic new innovations. And I think we're getting there, right? Like obviously, like we're trying to bring something new to the table, something that hopefully will actually really tell the stories of all the token projects, right? Like ultimately, that's why I think meme coins have succeeded so, at least in the last cycle. People were just like ordinary people were just getting so fed up with all this crypto babble, this techno babble that no one understands. And so instead, they just buy the thing with the dog on it. Like literally, that is all my friends and family ended up kind of going that way, right? And I don't blame them. It's because our industry fails to communicate the stories of all these token projects, right? So basically, you know, I think our industry really does need a few more key innovations, and some of them are happening with like scalability. There's a lot of amazing GameFi stuff, a lot, like social, like I think Farcast is really interesting, Lens Protocol really interesting, huge fan. We'll be integrating both of them probably, but we're really trying to solve the part where people can actually understand and really, you know, like it, investing in tokens should be this put your money where your mouth thing is, right? Like we should live in a world where we're all investing in things that we truly believe in, and collectively we can usher those things into existence. We can spawn the technologies and the companies that we all believe in. That's the promise of tokens, and so I think, you know, certainly we are all in the right industry. Certainly we all are on track to success. But the trajectory here is, you know, measured in decades, not in months, unfortunately. Now, you know, I don't know if the price is going to massively go up this year. I really hope so, right? But I think within the next 2 years, like 24 months, the new technologies will come in. I know when our platform will really start to mature to kind of live up to its full potential, and that'll be, you know, in the next 12 to 24 months. So, you know, I think there's probably a bunch of other projects like that, which will mean that, you know, maybe the bull run is a little different this time. Maybe it has a little slower start. Maybe it's a little more drawn out. But I really do think we will end up with huge peaks, right? Because cool stuff is coming. Yeah,
it is coming, and it actually has been different kind of every time. When FTX, that pump with FTX is unbelievable, up to 69,000. Of course, every time it has gone up, it went up higher than I thought. So I think it's going to go up 150. So I don't know if that means it goes up 250, guys. But
yeah, it's so easy to forget what the vibe was like during other phases of the last bull runs, right?
Right.
Like now now everyone's like kind of like level-headed, relatively calm, right? But things actually do get really crazy. It really does happen where everyone around you, all the normal people who never were interested in crypto, all of a sudden are interested. Right? Like these things do happen. It feels like a long way away right now, but we'll get back there, and we're preparing for that moment with our app.
Well, it was funny. I was talking Circle, of course. They have some of their guys here on the hill, and I was talking to them, and we were laughing. I was like, "Yeah, I was telling about the gala, and I was like, well, you know, we've done the Versace Mansion. Actually, I went to your party at the Versace Mansion a few years ago," and he goes, "Oh yeah, that was back during the height of the bull run." You know, we were both laughing about it. But it is a lot of fun. So token.com, guys. Mel Gelderman. Check it out. I'm a huge supporter. I love the project. I don't even have to ask you to tell where to send people, because it's token.com, guys. Token.com. Thanks so much for coming on, man.
Really appreciate it.
Cheers.
See you soon. Take care.
Your voice is powerful. When combined with social engagement, it's a force for change. Decentralized media paired with free speech is the catalyst.